Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode, another exciting, fun-filled episode of Wrestling Prime. I am your host, Tom Dog, and here we are. We are going to have a good time, folks. We got some AEW Revolution review to do. We gotta do that. And I know it was supposed to be an all AEW episode, but that ain't happening because I also got to cover talk about some uh, some inductees of the WWE Hall of Fame. So we're gonna have to do another. We're gonna have to do an AEW episode some other time. So we're gonna have to do it that way. But nonetheless, we're gonna have a good time here, regardless, because we are live. Chat's open. I'm here. Hope you guys are here. Have some topics to talk about. Going to chat things up. Going to have a good time. Let's all do that. Get your reactions on some of the things we're going to be talking about here tonight. I want to know what you have to say, and we will get this done. And I got a new table for the occasion because the other table that I had kind of crapped out on me. So yeah. Um, Before we get started, though, we got to do the sponsors. We got to do that. M&J Video Games and Collectibles have to be in the Connecticut area, in the Southington, Connecticut area. You want to check out this wonderful, amazing store, which I highly recommend that you do because this is a really awesome store. Um, anything wrestling related that you want to get rid of and everything, you got some wrestling pop vinyls, you got some wrestling cards, you name it. They'll take good care of you. Let's just put it that way. They'll take real good care of you. So you definitely want to check the store out. It's amazing if you happen to be in Connecticut. I love it. You'll love it, and you'll have a good time. Check them out for more information on directions and other things that's going on in that wonderful, amazing store that I keep talking about. Check it out on the website over at mnjvideogames.com. And this episode is brought to you by Blink. There we go. Doobie! Doobie. Gotta go. We gotta I open up the bottle. That's why it's looking the way it's looking. Because we are going to break open. We're gonna use the tumbler for this one. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun with this one. Oh yes, sirree, Bobby. We are going to do that. And today we are going to do the Galactic Grenade. The next Galactic Grenade. We're gonna crack open up this one here. And our sponsor, and oh, pretty good. It has watermelon, guava, yeah, watermelon, guava, and a lime explosion. That's going right in there, and hang on a second. Duty calls. Duty calls. Hold on. I'll be right back. God, I had the mic off. Apologies, duty calls, and so yeah, and so we're putting in the mixture, as you saw in the silent visual aid that I'm doing. The Galaxy Grenade like I said, it has watermelon, guava, and a lime explosion. And just making sure that there we go. Always got to make sure that it's on side and lined up properly so that when I go and shake it, it doesn't, no liquid comes out like it's going to do. I don't know why I'm having a hard time with this tumbler. There we go. There we go. Okay. Hey, we're doing this live, folks. Oh. That's all right. Ooh. Actually, not that bad. It's actually pretty good. I don't have nothing to wipe this down. Because there's some liquid residue. When in doubt, use a tissue. If you have an issue, use a tissue. There we go. There we go. All right. So yeah, that was actually very good. And so yeah, this is the Galactic Grenade. It's one of their popular. It's one of their popular drinks actually, and it's actually very good. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about Doobie. Doobie gives you the focus and energy without the crash or the jitters. It has no sugar. It has no fillers, and it has no artificial dyes. So when you go and drink this and you see how clear it looks, you get the flavor, but not the look. So it comes out nice and clear. It's awesome, and it's also a dietary supplement. So if you don't want to get pinned or tapped out or anything like that, I strongly suggest you pick some up today. And I got a special gift for you. For you, the viewer that's watching me right now in all its glory. That's right. You go to doobie.gg and use the promo code BRILL at the checkout to save 10% on your purchase today. And you will be glad that you did, because it's such an amazing product. It really is. And yeah, I'm gonna get more of this. I'm gonna get some more of this stuff. Make my official decision on what excuse me, on what flavor I'm gonna go with. And I'm gonna stick with that because it is very good. So past couple of days. I did some drinks and everything, and we were good to go. Good to go. Next week will be the last two, so we're gonna have some fun with that. And so yeah, and so yeah, check it out. Like I said, Tubi.gg. Use the promo code BRILL, BRILL, at the checkout to save 10% on your purchase, and you'll feel like a winner. You really will. And that's Doobie. And I love them. You'll love them just as much as I do. There you go. Okay, so let's talk Hall of Fame. WWE announced that they got the WWE Hall of Fame. We'll get to the WWE news first before we go to the main event of our wonderful, wonderful show that we have here. It's been on for a long time. When it comes up to 2026, we'll talk about some good stuff. But anywho, but we have a wonderful so yeah, WWE Hall of Fame. It's been a tradition at the WWE Hall of, the WrestleMania weekend and everything. So, and now that it's on 2 nights, it's they're going to do it right after SmackDown. So yeah, it's an amazing moment. It's an amazing moment in WWE history. And so they announced 3 inductees so far. First they announced Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is getting inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Mainly because that the fact that they're in Philadelphia, it's suitable for him to be in there because of the fact that ECW. So yeah, and makes a lot of sense. So yeah, and I don't think he's going to be the only one representing ECW. I think we're going to get some other alumni in there as well too, and I hope it's Sandman. Maybe even Sabu. If Taz wasn't in under contract with AEW, I'm sure he would have been more than happy to get inducted in there. Just saying. Um, what else? What else is there? eh, you know, but like I said, anything can happen in the WWE. Um, but so yeah, Paul Heyman is going to go into the WWE Hall of Fame. Bull Nakano. She had a nice really big in Japan, and she had some matches with Alundra Blaze. There were some pretty good matches there, and so yeah, highly respected in Japan, and so yeah, um, she's gonna be in there, and well deserved. Um, and you're gonna see when you see the video package, it's amazing. And and Mike Rotunda and Barry Windham is going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Now we already know. Now Barry Windham's already in the Hall of Fame with the Four Horsemen, but little fun fact: he was tag team partners with Mike Rotunda. So yeah, it's going to be really really awesome. And from what I understand, I think Bray Wyatt is also going to be going into the Hall of Fame, but nothing has been mentioned yet on on that. But that is a rumor that's going on, and well deserved too. And so yeah, we will see what happens with that. Um, there may be some other inductees as well too. So yeah, um, and of course the Warrior Award as well too. I think I don't know if they're still under some sort of agreement. Um, I gotta look more into that because I heard something that um I guess they're cutting ties with that. I don't know, but we shall see. We shall see. And um, so yeah, congratulations to those four. We're looking forward to seeing who else is going to be inducted in the weeks to come, leading up to uh, leading up to WrestleMania weekend and everything like that. So yeah, it's gonna be on Friday after SmackDown. So it's gonna be a really busy night. And so yeah, um, we're gonna be even busy too. Um, and we'll talk more about the schedule for for our WrestleMania specials. What's going to happen, and we're gonna have a good time with that. And we're gonna tear it up. We're gonna tear it up. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun with that. Um. So yeah. Okay. And The Rock. So SmackDown happened last night, and um. So last week, if you remember, The Rock issued a challenge to Cody Rhodes that on that on night one that on night one he wanted to do a tag match between Rock and with him and Roman Reigns against Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. And the stipulation that The Rock issued last week, and you reminded this week, that if on night one Cody and Seth win their match, night two, when when Roman faces Cody, it's going to be you know nobody from the bloodline is going to show up. It's going to be a bloodline free match. It's going to be one on one, and it's going to be that way. However, and this is a big but, a night if for some reason Cody and Seth lose that match, then when Cody faces when Cody faces um, Roman Reigns, it's going to be a it's going to be bloodline rule. It means any member of the bloodline can get involved, and the ref can't have a say in it. So pretty much, it's going to be no disqualification, and anything goes. So, so yeah, that is the stipulation. So Cody didn't answer. Seth pretty much answered for him. Um, I don't know. A lot of people were saying, say, Cody should, and even The Rock even mentioned that. But Roman actually mentioned that, and so trying to stir the pot a little bit. So yeah, it's gonna be an amazing show. But however, they're still gonna be a little bit outnumbered because don't forget, now this match is gonna happen. You're gonna have you're gonna have you got the two members of the bloodline. You got The Rock and you have Roman Reigns. Then but then you have Solo and Jimmy on the outside, and we don't know what Paul Heyman's going to do because Hall of Famer. Um, he's gonna try and do something. So what's going to happen? What's going to happen with this? So we need Cody needs to find a couple people to Cody needs to find a couple people to be in his corner and be you know pretty much enforcers slash um you know enforcers slash equation, even the playing field, so to speak. I don't see why they just don't make it an 8-man tag. I mean, they can easily do that. I mean, which you know, no member of the bloodline, which would make sense because no member of the bloodline can get involved. They can raise the stakes even more and have an 8-man instead of having Solo and Jimmy. They can have um who can they throw in there? They can throw in um they could pretty much throw in Jay Uso and maybe and maybe Sami Zayn. Um that's a possibility. I mean it really is a possibility. It would make sense. Um but then you have but maybe they won't even go that way. Maybe they'll go another way and maybe not have Sami Zayn be in there because he may be doing something else. Maybe, just maybe, we can see. Maybe we can see the return of Gold Dust. It's possible. It's possible. Like I made this predict. I made this prediction last week, and I'm still sticking by it. I think that it's possible that they can easily turn this into an 8-man situation. So, or if they're not going to do the 8-man situation, have Jimmy and somebody else be in the corner, be in their corner and be done with it. And I think that will be really good. I would be down with that. I really would. and yeah, they could pull it off. They could really pull it off. And so yeah, it's looking nicely. Um, Now as now Logan Paul was also showed up last night, and some stuff went down, and he brought in KSI. I'm thinking that they're not going to do a that there's not even going to be a U.S. title match. I'm thinking that it's going to be a tag match with KSI and Logan Paul taking on Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. I don't care either way. I really don't care either way because I want to see Logan Paul get his ass whipped. I don't really care. Same thing with KSI. Um, you know, it could happen. It can happen. They could be a tag. They could be a tag team. But you know, I'm almost done with this drink. But but yeah, I don't know. I really don't want to see. I really don't. It's bad enough. I mean, I do want to see Logan Paul defend his championship. I really do. It's WrestleMania, and I think he needs to be there to fight for the title. But if it's gonna go into a situation where it's gonna be a tag team match, I'm all for it too. So we shall see what happens, and I think they're gonna go that route. Hell, I wouldn't even mind if the Paul brothers, Jake Paul, uh, goes in there instead of KSI and just be the Paul brothers against Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. I mean, because hey, you gotta promote that. How else are you gonna promote that boxing match that's gonna be on Netflix? Not to mention WWE, and this is another good promotion because WWE is going to be going on to Monday Night Raw is going to be on Netflix anyway. So yeah, this is going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen. And yeah, it's going to be very interesting. So we shall see what's going to be brewing. We shall see, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're going to be doing. So either or, regardless of the situation, Logan Paul is going to get his ass whooped. Everybody knows why, and I don't need to discuss anything else more about that. I don't need to discuss anything more about that. But now that we got the WWE news out of the way, now we can just go to now we could just go to AEW news. AEW news. And yeah, we're gonna do the review of Revolution that happened this past Sunday. And yeah, and it's gonna be now. I didn't see the pay-per-view, so um I did see clips of it. From what I saw, it looked pretty good. Had some really good matches. Um so from the and I know the clips don't do it justice. I get it. I understand. Having said that, this I'm actually taking using summarizing some notes in the from from the Bleacher Report. So because I didn't have an opportunity to to jot notes down and summarize it that way, so I'm just going to summarize it the best I can. And so sorry about that. It's getting late. Has nothing to do with the drink. Just laying it up. Also, sort of raining and getting late, and it's just me. So, anyways, the Revolution 12-man tag match um kicked things off at the 0 hour, which is their free event that they showed. And so yeah, it was um the Ring of Honor World Trios champions Jay White and the Guns partner with the AEW World Trios champions, the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass, and they fought the team of Jeff Jarrett, um, Statnam Singh, Jay Lethal, the Private Party, and Willie Mack in a 12-man tag team match. Um, match was pretty much all over the place as it was expected, and and it was pretty all over the place. The Bang Bang Scissor Gang defeated Jarrett, Lethal, Singh, and Private Party and Mac. And yeah, well, it was okay. Um, from what I did see the 0 hour matches and everything. So at least I said that. Um, so yeah, I give it a C. A C. I give it a C plus. Give it a C plus. It was then they had another um they had another match uh on the 0 hour. Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander taking on Sky Blue and Julia Hart. And yeah, this was the better a better match than the 12 team. And there were some botches in this match and everything. And still with this feud and everything like that, it's doing its job and everything. But yeah, and, Nightingale Statlander won the match, and I give the match a B minus. I really, yeah, it was all right. So okay, now on to the pay-per-view. The opening contest is is for the TNT Championship match. Daniel Garcia taking on the champion, uh, Christian Cage. And so yeah, it was a pretty good pretty good match. Um, you know, back and forth between the two of them. There was you know, classic heel heat from Cage and his group. Um, Nick Wayne, being at ringside, um, causing a distraction. Cage taking advantage of that and securing the victory and retaining the belt. So it was like I said, it was a good match. Um, Nothing really to complain about. Give it a B plus. Give it a B plus though. It was really good. Um, it's tough doing the show by myself. It really is. It really is. And with all the stuff that happened after the with all after the match, um, um, yeah, we're gonna I think we're gonna I kind of predicted that that Edge was gonna come back and he was gonna have Beth Phoenix with him and yeah, Adam Copeland. Sorry. Um, so yeah, it I was wrong. However, Adam Copeland did show up on Wednesday, and by the way, the new set looks good. I like the new set, and it looks really good. I had a nice and clean. A little futuristic too, and I like that. I like that. It's a really cool set. Dynamite. So, um, looking forward to seeing what's going to happen. Apparently, they're going to, Copeland and Christian are going to be fighting at they want. I guess they're going to have a match in Toronto when they have a show in Toronto. So we shall see what's going to happen at you know who knows, maybe at at Big Business this coming week, this coming Wednesday. We shall see. Up next, the Continental Crown Championship match. Champion Eddie Kingston defends the title against Bryan Danielson. Um, at the 0 hour, there was a botch with there was a botch of Bryan Danielson's name by Renee Parquette. She accidentally said Daniel Bryan. I don't know if anybody caught that. But this was a very good match. This was a very good match. And I did see a lot of clips of this, and this was to me, I thought that this was a really good match. And classic match between uh bitter rivals, and and back and forth, dramatic all the way. Um, Hardly any botches in the match, and it was really good. Kingston retains the belt, and I give this a solid A. Um, and the stipulation was that if Danielson lost the match, he was going to he had to shake his hand, and in true classic rivalry fashion, hesitated at first, but then but he actually did shake the hand, and crowd went nuts, and yeah, and then they even had a moment backstage, in the trainer area, getting pretty much healed up and everything, and they had a nice moment there, shake their hands again and everything like that, and had a nice choice of words, pretty much these guys respecting each other, and I like that. It was really good. So yeah, give this match an A, solid A all the way. Up next is the All-Star Scramble. It was an 8-man All-Star Scramble. Let's see here. Um, now, there was a reason for this match. Now the reason why this match took place is taking place because um the Meat Madness match was not going to happen. Didn't happen. They had to cancel. Um, so the 8-man scramble consisted of Chris Jericho, Powerhouse Hobbs, Lance Archer, Wardlow, Dante Martin, Hook, the FTW champion Hook, Brian Cage, and uh, Magnus. Um, and so yeah, apparently there's a championship opportunity. I guess I guess it's for the. Oh yeah, it was for the. Um, um, it was for an opportunity to go after the AEW title, the AEW World title. So yeah, um, so yeah, this makes sense. Um, this match was all over the place. Um, very good, very good all around. Um, Nothing really to complain about, especially when there's 8 men, fighting for one position and everything. So yeah, it was pretty well done. And Wardlow wins the match as early prediction. And so yeah, I'm gonna give it a C plus. Give this match a C plus. and Wardlow will have an opportunity to go after the champion, whomever it may be. We'll talk. And okay. AEW International Championship match. Champion Orange Cassidy defends the belt against Roderick Strong. And another good match. Another good match. Can't really complain about this one. Um, it was, could have gone either way, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. This was really good, and hey, and like I said last week, um, Orange Cassidy is starting to grow on me, and yeah, took a while. It took a while, but I'm seeing some improvement. I mean, I am seeing some improvement. Um, sorry about that. So, after the match, Kyle O'Reilly showed up. Um, after a year, you know, Roderick Strong won the match. By the way, he is the new um international champion. Um, Kyle O'Reilly, as I said, made his return. After being out with an injury for over a year. Um, pretty much, congratulating the new champion, and said a little something to Strong, and walked away. And so, and I guess, and also too, O'Reilly turned down an offer to be a part of the Undisputed Kingdom. So after whispering in his ear, he walked away, and we shall see what happens. I'm going to give this match C plus. Up next, FTR versus John Moxley and Claudio Castel and Claudio, the Blackpool Combat Club. And little slow start, but you know it started to pick up momentum after, and still it was a pretty decent, still a good match. Nothing to really complain about, and back and forth between these guys, and both teams showing what they're capable of, and they did a really good job. And so yeah, uh, good solid A. Okay. AEW the AEW Women's World Championship match. Uh, next, and the AEW Women's Champion Toni Storm defends the belt against Diona Perazi, and pretty decent match, pretty decent for what it was. Um, there was a little bit of some botches here and there, but still pretty good decent match and everything. Um, and but the crowd wasn't really into it from what I've heard, from what I've heard and everything and saw on the clips and everything. And you know, after seeing the last match and everything, I guess they were just saving their energy for the main event. And but nonetheless, it was could have been better. But regardless of the situation, Storm, Tony Storm retains the belt. I'm gonna give this a B minus. Up next, Will Ospreay versus Kanasuke Takeshita. Almost botched his name. Um, Fans were really into this match, and for the clips that I saw, I I tend to agree that this was a very excellent match. Um, Pretty much an A+ match, and yeah, I know I'm grading this match early, but um, Will Ospreay is a you know you know see some old wrestling footage of him. He is a good wrestler. He really is. Him in Japan, um, and everything, just tearing it up. And in and of course, both uh Takeshita and Osprey being a part of the Don Callis family. This was nonetheless, it was still a very good match. You know, Fans were all into this match. Didn't matter, how he was. Um, and Osprey wins the match. Awesome. Um, from what I also um, um, Excalibur revealed on commentary that um, that the Ring of Honor World Television Champion Kyle Fletcher will defend the um, will defend his belt against Osprey um, on Dynamite this coming Wednesday. So we shall see how that goes. And like I said, A+ match, and I agree. um, yeah. And now the main event. Um, Pretty much a well built match from start to finish, and with all the promo, with all the highlights leading up to this match. Triple threat match for the AEW World Championship. Samoa Joe defending the belt against Adam Page and Swerve Strickland. And actually, it's not the main event because so what can I say about this match? The build for this match was good. Build for this match was good. You know, I'm not gonna take nothing away from this match. As good as it was, you know, it was okay. But the fact I think the fan, again, the fans were so hyped with that last match and everything. They wanted to, I guess they wanted to save their energy for the main event, which we're going to be talking about in a minute. And yeah, this was, you know, it was, a match like this was kind of like, it kind of reminded me like if they were to throw this on a Dynamite or a Collision, mostly Dynamite, and yeah, it was all right for what it was. It really was. And but the pressure was on and everything. So um, I'm gonna give this match a solid C. Um, Joe retains the belt, and yeah, hopefully, yeah. And now the main event, the Tornado Tag Match for the AEW World Tag Team Championship, and Sting's last match. Champions Darby Allin and Sting defends the title against the Bucks. And this it was a match. It was a match. And you know, I never would have expected, Sting to bring in, to I didn't mind the ladders, I didn't mind the tables or the chairs. It's fine. But then they brought in the glass, the plain glass, the pane, some panes of glass, and it was very violent. Sting went through one from what I saw, and so yeah, it was pretty violent. Because of that introduction, I get it. However, the one spot where when I did see this over and over and over again with Darby doing the swanton off of the ladder, and then onto the pane of glass. Um, I'm gonna say this. Um, and you could take it any way you want. You could take it any way you want. Because there is no wrong opinion on this. And I know Jim Cornette. I didn't catch his review on this match, but I'm pretty sure I will agree with him because he doesn't like that. He's old school. He's old school, and when there's stuff involving glass and things like that, he'll call in an outlaw mud show, which I agree. And the match could have been, didn't really need the glass. It didn't. It really didn't. Especially with the glass flying all over the place because when on one spot where glass was, you know, you know, one guy goes through the glass, who goes through, and the glass shatters, and you can see glass flying towards the fans. That was pretty iffy, and that's why I hope nobody got hurt. I hope not. I hope nobody got injured, or get like a cut or anything like that. So um, you gotta use the safety in that. And you know what? CM Punk was right when he was against stuff like that. I'm just saying. But I don't know, man. I really don't know. You know, a lot of fun. A lot of Sting had a lot of fun moments in Greensboro, which is where the show took place and everything. So yeah, there's a bit of connection with there. Especially with the fact when Sting would fight, like Rick Ric Flair at one point, a long time ago. But 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 for Darby Allin to do the swanton off the ladder onto that pane of glass, there was no need for that spot. And for that matter, there was no need for that, for the glass at all to be in that match. They could have done away. You could still go through a table if you want to set it on fire. That's fine, but to use glass, I'm sorry, it was a bit of a turnoff, and I saw that and I cringed. I literally cringed because you know it just turned me off. But I'm not taking nothing away from this match because this match was a you know it was a match, and and expect stuff like this to have matches like this to be canon, I guess. But it's the end of that. Turn that off. But anyways, it was still a memorable moment. Still a memorable match. Um, Sting's sons came out as um, one being Surfer Sting from uh, Great American from a Great American Bash. Um, decked out in the USA garb, and then his other son was Wolfpack Sting from World Championship Wrestling. So yeah, it was a memorable moment, and they got involved too, and yeah, this was a match. This was a match. This was a damn good match. Um, and Sting and Allen uh defeated the Bucks, retained the belts, and we'll talk about that after I give this match a grade, which I grade a solid A. This was a really good match, and yeah, you know, like I said, didn't need that that bump off the ladder. Didn't need to happen like that. Um, it is what it is. Um, Flair and Ricky Steamboat were also there. Um, they were helping. They kind of protected Sting during the match. They got nailed for their efforts, and was so yeah, it was. This was a match. This this was. Um. So yeah. Solid A. I give. Um. Overall, I give this pay-per-view a B plus. Um. You know, you know, match of the night, of course, goes to Osprey and Takeshita. Um. Worst match of the night was the 12-man tag. I'm including that. um and so yeah, that's pretty much all for that. With that being said, um before I end the show, um on behalf of Wrestling Prime, I have to say thank you, Sting. Um I've been a huge fan of yours since the very first time I saw World Championship Wrestling. I when I met Lex Luger, who was also at the thing at a book signing, and I think I mentioned this last week, I think, and I told Luger that I became a champ. Oh, I became a fan of World Championship Wrestling because the first match I ever saw that was World Championship Wrestling was Sting and Lex Luger at a Super Bowl pay-per-view. A buddy of mine at the time invited me over to watch that because I never heard of World Championship Wrestling at that time. I've heard of it, but I never seen it. He was more of a fan than I was, and I was hooked because of that one match. And And I instantly became a fan of Sting because of that match. And I followed his career. I know I followed him ever since, ever since from that moment on. And one of the biggest topics that I talked about when I first started Wrestling Prime, which was back in 1996. Later on during its early stages of Wrestling Prime, I had a segment that that was really the most popular episode of Wrestling Prime history. It was a bigger moment than my head getting put through the wall in 2000. We don't need to talk about that now. We'll wait. We'll bring that up another time. But this right here was a was one of the most popular episodes that I've ever done. And I talked about this one time. It was a dream match scenario, what if scenario. WWF at the time, which was the WWF at the time, versus World Championship Wrestling. And I put down me and my co-host at the time. We put down we compared notes and everything. My co-host represented World Championship Wrestling because this was at the time when the New World Order was huge, and I was representing the WWE because I'm a WWE guy, and this was a pinnacle. This was a huge moment, and Sting was mentioned many times of who Sting could fight. We put the Undertaker in that category. We put Triple H in that category. We even put The Rock in that category as well too. We only got one out of the three later on when Sting fought Triple H. And so at least that came. But the one thing that never came true was Sting versus The Undertaker. A missed opportunity for WWE. Missed opportunity for WWE. Just saying. And it would have been really good. It really would have been a good moment. But you know, you know, I didn't really. I will admit though, I never really watched a lot of T, uh, Total Nonstop Action. I admit to that, which is why when I did that dream match episode at the beginning of the season, was a very difficult task. But you know, but anyways, but Sting has always been my favorite. Sting has always been my favorite, and there would not have been a topic like that and that's the reason why I'm bringing this up, because there wouldn't we wouldn't have had that discussion had it not been for Sting. And because watching Sting in the ring open up doors, open up possibilities of what could happen somewhere down the line. Some of the what ifs came a reality, and to me, I think that was an accomplishment. And Sting's run with World Championship Wrestling helped make Wrestling Prime what it was back in cable access. There's a lot of wrestlers who inspired us over the years during that time period that made Wrestling Prime that popular. And it can still happen again today. It could, because I'm seeing I'm watching more of AEW than what I should have in the past. That's my fault, but I'm watching it now more and everything, and I'm liking what I see. And I owe this moment to Sting. And me being a huge fan of Sting, I want to say to you, Sting, thank you. Thank you for the many moments during your run in whatever wrestling promotion that you were in, whether it was World Championship Wrestling, TNA, WWE, AEW, no matter whatever promotion that you were in, I was a fan. And I want to say thank you, Sting. It's tough to say, it's tough to see your favorites right off into the sunset when, when it's time to. And, you know, there wouldn't be a WCW without Ric Flair. There wouldn't be a WCW without Sting, Lex Luger, you know, the Horsemen. All these all these wrestlers that paved the way for young talent to become legends themselves. And a lot of wrestlers that you see today show admiration for Sting. And you know what? You take a look at Darby Allin. He's a Stinger guy. I'm pretty sure at one point he was a little Stinger. Me, I wasn't at the right age to be a little Stinger, but I was a Sting guy. I was. Sting was always the best. And it's a great moment in history to see this happen. And I loved it. But again, Sting, thank you for the many memories you gave us over the years. And this last match, you deserve this ovation. Like I said, thank you. It's hard to, you know, to see you ride off into the sunset, but and it's an emotional run. I'm really I'm really wondering what's going to happen. What's next, because you pretty much your story is complete. You've done it all. You've done it all, and you proved it. Everybody about what type of wrestler that you became. And again, just want to say thank you. So it's tough to see you, not see you in the ring anymore. So, I'm looking forward to see what comes next. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm gonna miss you. But I will never forget your legacy, because the videos will be there for the memories to live on forever. Again, Sting, thank you for making me a fan of you. And thank you all for so much for being a part of this episode here tonight. That's all the time I have for today. Looking at the time, it's getting late. And once again, I want to thank you for being a part of this right here. Tough, tough run, tough road. But I gotta say, we did it. So, um, be sure to follow me on Twitter at TomDog247, Blue Sky at TomDog247, um, Threads at TomDog247. Thumbs up the video if you like it. Leave a thumbs up if you like it. Comment down comment down below. What is your favorite Sting moment? I will, it could be in, any era. Share some of your fond moments. There's a lot of them. I told you my fondest moment is, the first time I was introduced to World Championship Wrestling, and so yeah, it was because of Sting. That match he had with Lex Luger, and it was a moment. It was a moment that I'll never forget. But I want to know what your Sting moment was, and I want to know in the comments. And nice little shout out to Sting. And ring the bell to stay notified of what I'm going to be doing next. Go to doobie.gg, use the promo code BRILL at the checkout to save 10% on your purchase. So be able to say go there and enjoy the best drinks that I've been trying on this channel, all for you. And and also, you want to have yourself a wrestling moment. You got to do this one thing. That is, lay the smackdown on that subscribe button. Help me out, and you'll become a legend too. We will see you all again here next week with another episode of Wrestling Prime. We'll figure out what we're going to talk about. I know we're going to have some more WrestleMania news, as well as some more AEW news. I know I'm going to be. I think. If I'm not mistaken, I think Big Business is coming out on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. So, if that is the case, then I am going to review that. Um, I'll review that, and we'll talk about Big Business on next week's show as well too. Um, with that being said, um, Wednesday, or no, Thursday. I mean, we're going to be talking about. We have another episode of Channel X. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, that being said, that's all time here. I want to thank you so much for being a part of this right there. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Love you forever. And like I said, subscribe and like, subscribe, share, support this channel. We'll love you forever. Till next time, this is Tom Dog saying take care. So long. Peace. Have a good one, Stinger. Woo! Have a good one, folks. Love you all.